What's going on, Pathways Church? I'm Jake Collins, your middle school pastor, and I'm excited to join you this week for our Daily Dose. This week, I'm sharing with you 5 lessons that I've learned from ministry leaders in my life prior to landing here at Pathways. My prayer is that these will help you in your personal walk with God, as well as in your relationships with family, church, or your community. So far this week, we've talked about making the most of every seemingly small opportunity and responding to calling even when it comes in an unexpected way. I learned these lessons from the first 2 lead pastors that I served with. These prepared me well for my most recent ministry setting, a mid-sized church in the town of Knightdale, North Carolina. I served there for 7 years in different ministry areas. The rest of the lessons for this week are ones that I learned during those years. One of the leaders I served with in Knightdale was a guy named Matt. When I think of Matt, the first word that comes to mind is vision. When we say vision in a ministry context, we're talking about a sense of direction from God for what He has in store for a church or organization. We trust that pastors and other leaders are actively seeking God and His will for their ministry. Vision can be expressed through strategies, through new ideas, and it can also be demonstrated through preaching. Matt was always thinking ahead, dreaming about what might be coming down the road, strategizing about how we could best prepare ourselves for the future. As a preacher, he had a knack for connecting with his audience and challenging them to be ready for what God might have in store. In Habakkuk 2, verses 2 and 3, we see a clear example of vision in the Bible. God tells Habakkuk, "Write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false." Here we see that Habakkuk is receiving direct instruction from God. We also see the challenge to write it down and make it plain so that others can understand it. Vision is super important in a ministry context, but it can also be applied in any sort of leadership role you might have. A great principle to follow is to focus on the why behind the what. Once you've done this, be prepared to communicate in a way that those who serve with you can understand and be inspired to be all in. That's all for today. Join me back here tomorrow for another Daily Dose.